Cool. So we're back with episode 16 of the podcast. Delighted to say we've got 2 guests on today. So we've got Savannah and April, British boxers and MMA. Still MMA or?
Yeah, I'm still contracted MMA, so I'm the very, very small minority of athletes that sign to 2 sports.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
So how do you do that with your training and stuff now?
It's hard.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Really hard. I had 18 months away from boxing before I had my MMA debut. And then it took me
it took you a while to get back
a good
to
8 months to get back to boxing.
Because I remember even when McGregor did it, he said, like, obviously going from MMA to boxing was a little bit easier in a sense of, like, because he was a stand-up fighter anyway.
It was, yeah.
But then he was like, the fitness training for boxing is very different to, like, how you'd get fit for MMA. You know, like, if someone's grappling you, it's a different type of fitness. The only way you can really get fit for grappling is to grapple, isn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, I felt the MMA made me fitter and stronger. Didn't I remember I said that?
I remember you saying that, but I think, like, obviously, like, boxing's cardio, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then
I felt stronger in the MMA.
Yeah.
But it was more the stance. I struggled with the stance a lot because with MMA you're a lot more square on.
Yeah.
A lot more square on. And then
you brought that back, didn't you?
When I went to boxing, I was doing that when I come back. So it took me a good 8 months to get back to where I felt comfortable in boxing.
Because in the MMA, it's like if you have your boxing stance, your legs forward, and someone just boots the shit out of your leg, basically, don't they? And then you can't stand up anymore. Yeah. It's like,
well, isn't it MMA? You've got to have it facing forward so you can pull back. And then, like, when you box, your foot's a little bit in, but you get leg kicked like that. It's like,
you're buckled. You get folded.
So do you have a preference of what you like? Obviously, I guess you've done boxing your whole life, so that's a bit.
To be honest,
you're used to it, but
if I was younger, I'd give the MMA a real good go.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed it more, but I think it's because I'd boxed for so long. And boxing's very jab, 1-2, left hook. Whereas MMA, it's
so much going on. Wrestling,
BJJ, kickboxing.
Muay Thai, bit of
everything. So I enjoyed it more. But I just think with that MMA, you've got to have a screw loose. Honestly, it is just savage.
Yeah.
You've got to have something wrong with you to like perform at the height. I enjoyed it, but it was just sometimes when it's nasty.
At least you not got cauliflower ears as well.
Yeah. She come out of the ring and she couldn't remember nothing.
No.
We just get into
I've never
pull her head.
The whole at one point, right? She was on top of me, like her head was here. And I went to grab her hair, and the ref went, no hair grabbing. And I thought, God, what has just come over me there?
Because it is like life or death, isn't it? MMA. Really,
well, it's like a street fight,
it's fight or flight, that's what it is.
It's like a street fight.
Where boxing, I think you think a little bit more.
And all the fights I've had, boxing fights, I've never once felt the way I did with that MMA. I thought I was going to throw up afterwards.
Feel more in control in the boxing ring.
Yeah. It's more of a logical chess match, boxing, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas, like I said, MMA is just kill or be killed.
Obviously, people who do MMA might say different, but boxing's like an art, isn't it? Like, whereas MMA is, but it's like 10 different arts and 8 of them are mental.
Yeah,
I think if you've done MMA all your life from being a kid, it probably is an art.
Yeah,
I think
true.
Coming over and it's like doing something brand new, I think you'd always feel like that until you've like got experience. It's like when you're a novice at anything, you feel like that, don't you? Like a bit like.
Yeah.
But
do you see them? I always see them memes on like TikTok and stuff when it's like someone's starting a fight with someone in the street, and if they lay on the floor and like say like come here, you're like, no, you're right, mate, I'm good, you're right. Or they take their hat off and they've got cauliflower ears, and you're like, no, I'm all right, I'll give that
pull
a miss.
guard in it. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Is there a way to avoid that? I guess you could wear like a
I think what I've discovered with all them that I train with, it you're either prone to it or you're not.
Right.
Because there's my MMA coach is black belt in BJJ, and he doesn't have them.
Oh right, okay.
Andy
so it must just be like
his son doesn't have them. One of his sons has really bad, Tom Aspinall, really bad cauliflower ears, and then you've got his son who did BJJ again at a high level. He doesn't have them.
Oh right.
So it's quite yeah.
It's just luck then.
It's a bit of a so my opponent, I remember thinking she was a brown purple belt or something, and I remember looking at the weigh and thinking, well, she doesn't have cauliflower ears, she can't be that good. And then so it's a bit of a misconception.
So obviously what you guys up to at the minute, have you got any fights lined up or anything that you?
I'm just in the waiting room at the minute. I'm just waiting to see what happens next year.
Yeah.
You haven't you? You've got a busy year next year.
Yeah, I've got a fight February the 7th at the York Hall in London.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do like a 6-round. I was out for like 2 and a bit. Yeah, I was really unlucky, like injuries back to back. So I'm just like in like a rebuilding phase where I want to get busy, but like just come back
the right
so
way.
like I snapped my ACL 6 months ago, and I'm going like the non-surgical route of like not getting the op.
Oh right, okay. How's
like,
that going?
Good actually, to be fair. I did my right leg playing football when I was 16. I had the op and it never worked, and I'm like classed as a coper. So I was seeing a specialist in Manchester, and he said, listen, being your front leg, he actually recommended us to do this. But it's been tough because it's like I've got to train me quads, me hamstrings to fire as an ACL. So it's a mad one. Like I miss 1 day of rehab, I feel it the next day. It's like having a full-time job, honest to God. I'm like a babysitter of my knee. It's not the best, but hopefully another 6 months I should be back to normal.
And so have you got plans for after that?
Yeah, so I was going to do a 6-rounder and then an 8-round. So 6-rounder in Feb, 8-rounder in April, and then we're going to look to go for a British in June and a world title by the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
Willing, so that's the plan.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Do you fight all over then? Have you been fighting all over?
Yeah, pretty much.
This one's York Hall.
York Hall, yeah. Have you
fought there before? Or?
No, I've never. I was meant to box there in May and I snapped my ACL, so I'll get to go back. So.
Have you fought there before, Savannah?
I fought a couple of times in the York Hall. That's kind of like
the Mecca.
The Mecca, yeah. It's just recently been done out, to be fair, but I would say last time I boxed there, it was falling apart. It was rotten.
Yeah.
Little tiny,
Because it has like the balcony round the top, doesn't it, and stuff. Yeah.
You're very enclosed in.
Yeah.
It's brilliant venue, but at one point it was a bit like. I don't need. I'll hold me weight.
It's like it's very like on the sort of grassroots amateur sort of thing. It goes like everybody boxes there on their way up, kind of thing, don't they normally? So
there's an old poster kicking about in the craze. An old boxing poster, and that's where the craze used to box.
Really?
Yeah, York Hall. Well, everyone really, everyone's really boxed there.
And so you were mentioning you're based in Manchester now. How long have you been living down that way?
I lived in Manchester now for about 6 years now.
Is that due to training? Is that what moved you down there?
Yeah. So I was training in Bolton. I was going backwards and forwards every weekend, and then come to about 2019, I thought, you know what, I'm sick of doing the M62.
Not surprised, yeah.
Sick of it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to move down there, and been there ever since.
And you're still based up here, are you, at the minute?
Yeah, I'm still living up here, yeah.
Whereabouts are you?
Like I'm between two, so like I'm up here during the week, and then I go home to Manchester on the weekend.
On the weekends, yeah.
So yeah, but I'm doing my camps up here.
Nice. And so we'll talk a little bit just about boxing in general. Did you watch the fight at the weekend?
I didn't watch it, but I was travelling back from Hartlepool actually, so I listened to it on the radio.
How was that? It must have been. It's different, isn't it?
It's brilliant, actually. But then you see the like comments and things online, and it's like sometimes the commentators are so biased, and I'm thinking, am I hearing what is actually going on?
Yeah.
But
I've watched fights back before without it after. Like I've watched a fight.
It really was Ben.
It actually was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the reasons? I mean, I personally feel like 3 like weight cuts for Eubank down. Looks like he did the one that got cancelled.
And the age.
And I think that last fight definitely took something out of him, didn't it?
And it was so close. Like you never really see him. Very rarely you'll see a rematch that close.
Like I know they normally wait a year, but they've done it in a quick.
Yeah,
within 6 months.
But I don't think Eubank really wanted it, did he? Because he took time to sign the contracts and stuff like that, and I think obviously money at the end of the day.
You could tell
exactly.
You could tell the first round he was like throwing his jab, but he was hesitant, and every time he was getting hit, he was flinching. His legs, he was like Bambi. He had no balance.
It was just he
didn't
look himself at all, did he? Like,
was Conor Bell really that good, or was he just?
Well, this is what I
thought
after. Yeah,
I just think that was a shot to bit Eubank as well.
I think it was a good performance from Ben because he listened to his game plan and did that well, but I don't think that would have necessarily beat Eubank from the first fight doing that game plan. Maybe I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know if we'll see Eubank fight again, will we? I don't know.
I seen a video of him a good couple of weeks ago, and I said to you, I thought he looked ill. He looked a bit jaundiced, a bit yellow, I thought.
Well, he said, didn't he, that he had a few quite serious issues,
so
I wonder if something will come out, but I think it's good for the overall thing that the Ben's got to win.
Yeah.
It kind of hopefully
Yeah,
does now. Just like
I'm a Conor Ben fan, mate.
Yeah, me.
Like I've met them both because when you boxed in Newcastle, Eubank was on her undercard and I was sat there and he never spoke. Yet when I met Ben in London, he's nice
Class,
man.
yeah.
And he replies on Instagram. You have a big crack with him. So
yeah,
I'm
I
a
think
Ben
he's
fan.
definitely a like
More likeable,
people's
isn't
guy, isn't he? Whereas Eubanks,
you've got to have a goodie and a baddie.
yeah,
And Eubank plays the baddie. But I just think when there's that much money involved, even if you've been to hell and back, would you really contemplate on pulling out?
well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying
know
on
what
the
I
last
mean?
one about with Joshua and Jake Paul, and everyone's
I
like
know.
slagging it off. I'm like,
Share
totally
of 180
understand it as
million.
well.
it's like, give me a mil, I'll fight Joshua if you want.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'll fight him for a mil.
I would.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like we could all have a go at the same time. It's like that'll be. I mean, it's like everybody's like slagging it off, but I think like props to Jake Paul.
Yeah,
Firstly,
exactly.
like for you know, nobody can now say all the things that everybody's been saying. You know, like I've been one of the people saying it. You know, like I don't want to see you fight Mike Tyson. Like now you fight Anthony Joshua. I'm like, I also don't really want to see you fight Anthony Joshua on a like. Don't want you to get hurt level, but like.
Oh no, I think a lot of people will
do you
tune
know
in
what I
to
mean?
watch
It's
him
like-
get hurt. But if he
it
doesn't
would've
get
been-
knocked out the first round, it's
I'm
got to
quite
be a
shocked
fake.
Joshua's took at me on ego level.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked because really you're fighting someone who's not even in the top one, not even in your weight class.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I feel like he
80 million
cares,
reasons
or he
why
did,
he's done it.
or he did care a lot about what people think. And
I guess maybe
about
he's
him.
at that point of his career now, though, when he's just been knocked out by Dubois.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
taken, 14, probably be longer than
Well,
that,
lucky
months out of the ring.
if he knocks Jake Paul out, he's going to be the people's champ, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll be back to being.
So maybe
I
there's a
think
method
AJ,
behind the
like, yeah.
madness.
If he doesn't knock him out in the first round, though, it's just going to be like he's underperformed. There's quite a bit of pressure, really.
Well, I was saying, like, surely Anthony Joshua punches that hard that even if Jake Paul puts his hands
know.
up, he's just going to punch through his
But he
hands.
did Ngannou, who's
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
full heavyweight
You know, it's
MMA
like-
man.
You'd have thought if Jake Paul fought Tyson Fury, Fury would have he might have taken out 8 rounds and made him look a bit stupid. But Joshua can't really do that. I mean, he could because but Joshua's like more of a powerhouse, isn't he? Like,
he's one of the heavy hitting ones of this era, and it's
imagine
Do you
if
know
Jake Paul
that?
knocks him out and
Yeah,
then
no,
fights
that's what I was gonna
Usyk
say.
for all the belts, and then beats Usyk.
I know. I
I
know.
can't see it.
That's like that is literally boxing completed it.
Yeah, like there'd be something wrong with the Matrix if that
I
all
know we are living in a
Jesus
simulation if
Christ.
that happens, because that should surely impossible.
But like, I mean, like we're saying, the money that's on offer in that, it's just like, well,
yeah, come on.
all the people involved is like, cool, whatever.
It's mad
like,
that even Jake Paul's the money man.
yeah,
He's the one who's even the Gervonta fight.
yeah,
He's the one commanding all these big fights,
yeah, I know.
and this is without the help of the Saudis.
Yeah,
He's
it's
doing it on
crazy.
his own.
It's Netflix,
Him and
isn't it?
Netflix, yeah.
I think he's really, really good for boxing. Like, he's been meant for women's boxing.
Yeah, he has, yeah,
he's
he's
done
for
loads.
women's boxing, so and he gets eyes on the sport. So he gets a lot of bad press, but I think he's actually good for the sport.
Definitely, 100%. How did you guys meet then? How long have you been together now?
Through boxing, wasn't it?
We met.
April
you had a
come,
scrap.
April come to spar me.
Did you?
Come to spar me.
How did that go?
Filled her in.
Probably did at the time.
But when was
Believe
that
that.
though?
20.
A long time ago.
17, 16, or I don't know, something like that. Quite a while ago though.
Then we were like really, really good friends for a long time and been together about 2 years now, haven't we?
Coming up 3, I think.
Yeah.
Do you like? Is it easy to make friends in boxing and stuff, or does it depend on the person?
No, I think if you're not in the same weight class,
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I think boxing. Well, saying that there's egos in boxing gyms.
yeah.
but
So
I think boxers are some of the more friendliest people.
I think from an outsider looking in, you see certain, like you'd look at Anthony Joshua, for example, and you'd think, oh, he's mega arrogant. But then you see a lot of interactions with him outside of that. And I mean, I've always been undecided on whether he was just a big PR machine or whether he was genuinely
Good.
You know, like a
Yeah.
good boxer and a nice
Yeah.
person. And I think it's just hard to tell because you don't know people
I think-
behind closed doors, do you?
I
But
do think he's a good boxer, but I think when he had that thing when he got beat off Usyk and he threw the belt
yeah, that
and
was
told everyone to shop and their own shops.
Yeah, that was a bit rogue, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think he lost a lot of fans there.
Yeah.
So now I went off him a bit like.
I think my favourite version of him was the first time he fought Dillian White. When Dillian White pulled it out of him and he became a bit of a road man again, and I was like, I quite like this guy, because it was like
authentic.
I think even White said to him then, didn't he? He was like, "This is the real you. Stop acting like, be this guy." And then
his name, Femi, your name's Femi, and
But it was like we were all saying, it's like you don't get sponsored by Lucas Aid and Under Armour if you're a road man.
Yeah, exactly.
From Watford,
Exactly.
you know.
It's the game.
He's worked with what he's got. He's
he's
big, black, handsome man.
And he's
he's
got to be one of the most successful. You know, like you think of all the money like Usyk's made and stuff, but Usyk's just made it because of.
Not like him, does he? That's what it is.
Yeah.
He like evolved boxing. Boxing was dead before he came on the scene, massively. Yeah. So no one can ever take away from him what he done for the sport.
For everybody else, yeah.
Be grateful, like,
people
British
wouldn't.
boxing has to be grateful.
There wouldn't be. There wouldn't be the money in it that there is now if it wasn't for him, was it? Because he sort of brought back stadium fights and things like that, didn't he? And obviously, he had like Frotch and Groves, but it needs.
Yeah, but he did it like consecutively.
Yeah, he could sell out a stadium fight in me.
Yeah. Even now, not a
That's
champion. But it was it's just quite sad how it kind of went, because even when he boxed Debar, the last one, and he was in the corner saying, he's got nothing on me, he's got nothing, and then the next one he got knocked out, and it's a bit, stay humble.
Yeah.
What's the mantra?
Yeah,
stay hungry, stay humble.
I think then you look at like other boxers, maybe not you look at, I guess if you're Usyk, it's easy to be humble when you know you're better than everyone else, isn't it? But I think if you get like a Dave Allen, for example, like he'll know where he's at, and I think it was him after the Ben and Eubank fight where he was saying like Ben wasn't that good, Eubank was just really bad, and he was like, I'm not shitting on him, he's like, I love Conor Ben and he's really good, I'm just telling you that watching it as a boxer, like I didn't think he did anything amazing. He just jabbed a guy that couldn't really move out of the way. Do you know what I mean?
He was doing the talk sport, which I was listening when I was driving home, and I liked it when he said, look, I look good when I'm in the bag. Yeah. And then I get in there and I fall apart.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought, like, Jesus, it sound horrific.
Dave needs to like get into commentary after boxing. He's good for the sport. There's not many like honest people that just say it how it is. Yeah. I agree with everything he said as well, to be honest.
Because it was just like the fact he like said all these things, and then he was like, "Listen, I'm not good."
Yeah, he was getting loads of stick for it. And he was like, "Listen."
Because I think even
I'm not saying I'm great. I'm just saying it how it is.
I think when I watched it, I thought Ben was amazing. And then when I kind of like took a step back after and then like thought about Eubank, and then you hear certain people saying things, you're then like, oh, actually, maybe I was just bought into the commentary where they were just saying how amazing.
Yeah, I think if you're just a casual fan anyways watching, you would think that. So like most of Britain probably will think that, but if you know boxing, you know what you're looking at. So like Dave was just being
I think you had like Bellew said, oh, he's saving it all for the second half of the fight or something, and I was like, I think he looks a bit. I was like, if he is, it's really clever.
I don't know if you noticed, but even round one, he like looked up at the clock and I thought he is exhausted.
Didn't he say, "Tell me when I've got a minute to go," and then tell me when I've got 30 seconds to go? That's what they said on the radio.
Maybe the ring walk took it out of him.
I saw. Did you see his? What a ring walk, by the way. I know. How can you come out like that though and not like at least go out on your shield?
I saw a meme. It was like when you forgot to put the bins out and you have to put your missus's dressing gown on to go outside. It was like then he's got like 50 Cent come out with him and stuff. And then there was loads of memes of pictures of 50 Cent saying like, why the fuck did I come out with this guy? Like comes out with him and then does that. But obviously if it's fitness / health related, there's not really much.
No, honestly. To
last 12 rounds he did.
I know.
That's what I thought. At the end. That's probably more impressive. Like,
it's better to be undertrained than it is to be overtrained. You can probably try a bit still, but when there's nothing in the tank, you just physically can't do it, can you?
No,
it's crazy.
So how did you get into boxing then? How long? What age were you when you?
I was 12 when I first started. No one in my family boxed. Never really even watched boxing. And I was just influenced by a few friends, a couple of friends in the street where I lived, boxed. And I remember thinking, give that a go. I'd played football as a kid, netball, all that type of stuff. So just went along, and then from then I was hooked.
Yeah.
11. So I've been doing it now like 33 years.
Wow.
That's 23 years.
I was going to say,
I'm not 42.
You look good for 43. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So a long time.
How about yourself, April?
So I started a bit later. I did a little bit when I was like 13, 14. Like I went to like Thai boxing gyms with my uncle, but I played football from being 9. So I was like signed for Newcastle Academy from being 9, and then I snapped my ACL, like I told you. So I stopped that, and I kind of just went off the rails really. Then I was meant to like go to America on a scholarship, and I was a bit naughty when I was younger, drinking. I got arrested. I ruined that. So then I just kind of went off the rails. So I was about 21, and I went back in the gym just to lose weight, and I started quite late, but I've got quite a bit of boxing in my family. Like my dad's dad was like the champion in India and the army, and both my uncles were like boxed as well. So
something there.
Something there.
Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully, we'll see.
So I guess you didn't do much amateur stuff then. If you
I only had 14 amateur fights, and then I turned over quite quickly. So yeah.
Did you do them quite quickly? Because don't you in amateur you fight quite often, don't you? When you're doing amateur stuff.
I had a couple of amateur things, and then I actually went to prison for a year. So that kind of I got picked to box for England, and then I went to prison, so I never got to do that. And then I come out, and ITV wanted to do like a documentary about Northeast boxers, and they said they would pay for us to turn professional and everything like that. And then I took an iPad to Haringey and stuff and was documenting it, and that fell through. But Lewis Ritson was boxing Robbie Davies.
Yeah, I
remember that
fight,
bad blood fight. And I pulled Eddie Hearn at the press conference, said, put us on the show, I'll sell 400 tickets. And he was like, done. I didn't even have my medicals, nothing, and I just ran around. Phil Jeffries, my manager at the time, sorted it, and I did. I made my debut on that bill, and here we are now.
That's where you went from there. Wow.
Yeah.
Eddie's never going to turn down 400 tickets,
yeah,
is he?
So don't know.
And I'm guessing you had loads of amateur.
Yeah, I had a lot. I had a big amateur career. I'd done 2 Olympics, Commonwealths.
Yeah.
I had about 118 fights.
Jesus.
As an amateur, so I had a long, but like I said, boxing from the age of 11, boxed for England, GB, the age of 16, 17.
Yeah.
And then I turned pro at 26. So it's long.
They turn pro. Time. People end up turning pro younger now, don't they? I think. Is it because of the draw of the money, do you think?
I think it's a case of, look, if you don't go through the GB route, you basically, you're doing it for nothing. You're not getting paid, and it's hard. I could never. I'm so grateful I've never been in this position, but I couldn't work a full-time job, get up in the morning before work all day, and then train on a night. I get up, go training, lay in bed on my next training session. That's hard enough. Never mind working a 12-hour shift in between.
I saw the thing with, Eddie Hall, the world's strongest man guy, and he was like working a job and training to be world's strongest man.
Fair play.
And you're going to do that, you're like, and I think he said the year he got sponsorship enough to not work, he won world's strongest man. It was like once he didn't have to work, he could, because obviously he eats at the right times, rests at the right times, all that, and it's like, you're just thinking like,
do you know Gatty Ward? They said that Ward was working a full-time job till he got that fight. I was just having this conversation the other day with John Pegg. He was working up until that point, and then obviously he got like $1 million or whatever it was, so he could retire. But like even at that level, he still had to work. That's crazy.
It's mad.
Loads of people do. It's
mad.
It's crazy. You have to. It's pro boxing's really, really hard.
Well, I think they were saying as well. It's like you see the anti-Joshua numbers, but it's like 0.01% of boxers that earn that money.
Think, don't you're a pro boxer, you've got loads of money.
Right? Not at all.
I'm skinned.
So you have to like when you're coming through, you have to fight a lot, don't you? Like you see like the journeyman stuff. Like me and my friend, we're both quite into boxing, and we'll always be sending each other stuff. And he sent me one the other day, and it was like a guy who had like 185 losses and 1 win or something. But he'd only ever been knocked out twice because he just knew how to not get knocked out because he knew he could then
like
fight the next
you'll
week.
You'll be making loads of money. So
they'll be buckles,
A journeyman gets like $2,500. You're fighting every week.
Yeah.
It was saying you're working on top.
Yeah, and if you're not,
there's 100 grand a year.
If you're not getting knocked out, you can fight every week. So they just learn how to
survive,
be hard to beat, don't they? Like because you've seen a few of them sometimes. I think when like maybe it was Campbell Hatton came through and he fought a guy, and that guy was a bit of a journeyman. It was like you could tell he was never going to get him out there because as soon as they started to unload, the guy just tied him up, and it wasn't a very good fun fight to watch. But obviously Campbell was also not like a elite level boxer, so it was kind of, you could see that guy was going to be in there for every round.
You see the odd one that like obviously turns up to lose, and then obviously they must lose the rag that night, and then they turn over a prospect because they're actually all right. They just want to get paid every week. It's mad.
Because they were saying like, will this Joshua fight be like his early days? Because really on paper, like Jake Paul's maybe like some of the fighters that Joshua fought on the way up,
yeah,
and how he dismantled them. Like, we all thought he was like God. You know, then he gets in with like a Klitschko who was a little bit older, but it was like then you started to see like, oh, okay, we kind of got lured in to fight an English or British level fighters. When you get to world, it's obviously
I do think he is elite, but I just think in the
he's definitely elite.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's once you get knocked out, it's like your brain automatically, as soon as you get just tapped on the head, switches off.
Yeah.
That's what I
once
think.
It goes,
even
it goes.
once
your
goes,
punch resistance goes, it's like
your
it's
brain
gone.
goes into like this is what I think, like a protective, like computer shutting down mode.
Yeah.
And then you'll be getting caught with the looks like the lightest of shots, and then that's it. Your brain just goes into a mode where it protects itself, and you're on the deck.
I think as well, once you get knocked out and you haven't been knocked out, you know, when you're like, you don't have that fear, then you go into every fight with a little bit of fear, no matter what.
If you watch him, a couple of his fights, he just looks so hesitant, didn't he? Didn't want to engage, and I think that's a mental thing of it as well. So even if there's still has his punch resistance a bit, mentally he looked a bit fragile, didn't
but then it's known when to let go, because he's probably earned more money than anyone out there, and it's like, you're getting hurt now.
Yeah.
Like, what
why
left have you got to prove?
This is the thing about Jake Paul as well. Why is Jake Paul doing this? He's got so much money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you know, like his brain, he could get seriously like brain damage off this fight.
Well, I think it's what a few people have been saying on like TalkSport and stuff. It's like we're all laughing about it, but in reality, it's like
it's dangerous.
Something really bad could happen to this guy.
Like
do you know what I mean? It's like
he's not even a heavyweight.
Yeah, because they were saying Joshua's got to be 245, but he was 240.
He's not even that good though. Like he actually really isn't.
No.
He got beat off Tommy Fury. It wasn't that good.
It's like they were saying, it's like Joshua's being lined up to fight Tyson Fury and Jake Paul can't beat Tommy Fury. It's kind of a bit like, should they really be
it's a bit mad
fighting? But
you know what, everyone's going to tune in on it, so fair play.
I mean, it's crazy. The other thing, it's on Netflix, so it's like,
I know.
Like, how do they make the money off?
I think they're making that much money anywhere.
Yeah, because it's like, I've already got Netflix, so like, I'm sound, I'm just going to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that's
like,
what I mean.
And they're like,
but it's just like, I suppose it's like YouTube, isn't it? Like with views and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I can imagine how many views
ads,
they're going to get in there.
the sponsors, the people that are going to want to sponsor those events and stuff.
The
like
subscriptions, they might get some more subscriptions of it. You know.
Well,
20 quid a pop though, and it's in nearly every household.
Yeah.
Think of how much money they're making monthly anyway.
Yeah.
180 million's like a drop in the ocean to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy life.
So, I'll ask you a few sort of questions. So, what would you say is the hardest part of being a boxer? Money.
Diet, probably.
Diet, yeah.
Dieting.
I think because I've done it for so long, I don't know no different.
Yeah.
I'm a bit institutionalised, I think. So I think the hardest part for me is when I've got nothing in the pipeline.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part for me.
Because you lose your routine as such, then, don't you?
Yeah.
I guess that's like the same anyway. It's like once you have that date, you can get fixated on it, but when you don't have the date, you just kind of like
in no man's
going around
land,
in circles. Yeah. Who's been the hardest person that you fought?
We were on about this on the way up in the car. I boxed an Argentinian that might have been on probably my 5th or 6th fight, and it was for an international title. And she turned up. I think she flew in the day before the weigh-in, and it was in Bulgaria, so it was a bit further. So she flew from Argentina to Bulgaria. She boxed in trainers, and I remember looking. This is like, don't judge a book by its cover, and thinking, oh wow. And I think I dropped her in the first or second round, and I ended up going the full 10 rounds of that. And I swear to God, she punched me in about the 3rd round. And it was the first time I'd been hit properly as a pro boxer. Yeah. And I felt all her knuckles right on the chin. I remember thinking, Jesus Christ.
This isn't fun.
Better keep out of the way of them. So for her, that's what I think, just turning up like that, not even packing your boxing boots and just thinking, I'm going to get near and I'm going to show you. Because most people get dropped in the first round and just give in. Yeah. And she was there for the full 10.
Just loving life.
Yeah. It's one of them where she's just, I'm not going to, and she was laughing at me as well and sticking her tongue out.
When you
and I remember thinking, you're not right.
You definitely wired a bit differently. Yeah. What about yourself,
For
April?
me, probably Elsa Helmet in Barcelona, to be fair. She was heavy-handed. It was during lockdown, and I signed with Tony Bellew at the time, and he got us quite busy with Matchroom, and got offered a fight over there. And I went over, and like, was crazy. I didn't have a coach. I'd asked Savannah to come with us because it was all in lockdown. It was mental. And Steffi Bull ended up doing my corner, who I'd never ever worked with before. And I remember after the first round, I was stood up. I was fine. I think it was the second or the third round, 3/4. And all I could yell was her, like, grab on. I had blood all over my face. And I remember coming back and having to sit down, but I won, like, but she was tough.
I think that's the ones, I guess, it's when they're a surprise as well, isn't it? You know, like, you can go in and fight another world champion and, like, you kind of know it's going to be hard work. Whereas sometimes, like you say, if someone rocks up in a pair of trainers, you're thinking, you even a boxer? Do you know what I mean? And then they hit you and you're like,
fail to prepare to fail.
And what's been your favourite fight, the fight you've enjoyed the most in your career, would you say?
Mine was probably when I boxed Tanner Rankin for the world title in it was during lockdown, actually. But previous to that, I was meant to fight up here. I think Ritton was headlining in the match. You were on
I was on the bill.
Was Ritton fighting?
Meant to fight Vasquez, I think.
Yeah, it was for Ritton was fighting for a European title. It was here in the March, and I was fighting for a world title.
Right.
And then lockdown hit two weeks before. So it got cancelled, and then week in and week out I had to sit and I watched every other female in the country get an opportunity to fight. It was signed a Matchroom at the time, and I remember just sat there and getting wound up and thinking, why aren't I getting my shot? Surely, because I was fighting.
You were meant to fight, so you're like ready,
Anyway, I ended up getting to the October and I was given my chance, so that one for me was, and it was my first world title.
Yeah.
That was my bittersweet moment.
Yeah. I suppose you built up frustration all that time and stuff as well. What about yourself, April?
Have to be like avenging my loss against Babo. That fight, it was like a load of pressure. If I didn't beat her, I'd probably finished, you know what I mean? And that was good. It's genuine bad beef there between me as well. I think we didn't like each other, so yeah, that's definitely.
Do you get a lot of I guess you get that, but do you ever have that feeling after, you know, like they were saying, after you fight and you kind of have that, I guess you always have that mutual respect for other fighters and stuff, but
yeah, there wasn't that between me and her. Like, it was just.
They were saying even with Ben and Eubank, weren't they? And it's like, Eubank took the loss well, but he obviously also kind of knew he was like shit. Yeah. So you can't really do anything else, can you? But it's always easier to be nice after the fight if you've won, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like 100%.
So. But I think it's like, I don't know. It was just a weird one. I think mine and hers went a little bit too far. There was a lot of personal stuff said and stuff. So even now, the beef still continues. So I might see a third. Who knows?
Fair. And then, so I think we've covered this slightly in the plans for the future. So you're just kind of waiting for.
I'm just waiting to see. Obviously, my last fight I got beat. I lost my world title. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what. But I'm in a bit of a.
That was a really tight fight, wasn't
Bad
it? Like,
to be honest.
When I told my friend I was saying, who we're both really into boxing, and I said you were coming on, and he was like, make sure you tell her she didn't lose that fight. I was like, so I think it's, I mean, the judges is just
American
the hardest thing in boxing, isn't it? Like,
it's just, even with the point deduction, it's just, look, it is what it is, and I think that
you can't dwell on it, can you? You've just
controversy sells.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? And I think, but. Yeah, I think I'm just waiting to see what happens, because I thought them still might give me the Clarissa rematch and use me as a bit of a like cannon fodder to build up Green and Shields. That's what I thought they might have done, but no, they were saying they were going to make Green and Shields straight away. Right. And then Clarissa's went and signed with someone else. So
I saw that.
Again, it's all up in the air. Yeah. So I'm just waiting to see what happens next year. But there's a lot going on in the background with promotions and TV deals. So I think the whole country, especially female fighters,
went downhill women's boxing. I think since that first Clarissa fight, I just don't really think it's been the same, to be honest.
Well, you kind of had like, obviously, Serrano and Taylor, but it kind of feels like that's really all you've had. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like before they fought, it was kind of like you had all women's cards, and it was like it was really building some momentum, wasn't it? But it does definitely feels like it's lost pace, which is a shame, because especially now, because there's quite a lot of British women's boxers that are it's good and coming through and exciting and stuff, isn't there? So you know, it's
a funny one.
Seems a shame that there isn't more going on. But so do you think your next fight will be boxing rather than MMA? Or
again, I'm just waiting to see. I'm still contracted 3 fights left with the PFL. Yeah. So I'm just waiting just to see how the landscape looks after New Year, to be fair. So I'm just
plan to try and get busy next year if you can, though, as well. And then obviously we know you've got your fight lined up and your plan.
Next year, hopefully, like Savannah said, like Sky, we don't know what Sky are going to do because they've left Boxer, haven't they? So I
Yeah.
think, like the landscape could change again then, depending on who they bring in. So
Yeah, they were talking they
fingers
might
crossed.
do something themselves, but like on a limited
Yeah.
scale or something, weren't there, and stuff. So
I did an interview with like somebody who works for Sky, and none of the boxing team have like been released or anything. So they're clearly very going to be involved in boxing. Otherwise, they would have changed from it. So
yeah,
I think next year we'll see.
because everyone's basically gone to DAZN, haven't they?
I know.
Like,
I know.
like Frank's there now, and
Eddie's
Eddie's even some of the boxer stuff's going to be on there as well. I saw,
know.
isn't there? Like they're doing BBC and then some stuff on
DAZN
as well.
Oh,
like
wow.
so, it's like, so I think it's like that's not always this. When somebody gets a monopoly on something, it becomes not as good for the whole industry. I mean, it can be obviously if they keep investing in it, but it was always good that you had stuff on Sky, stuff on DAZN, stuff on TNT, stuff on. So it was like different people always wanted to put on good cards to outdo the competition.
I still don't think you can compete with Sky though. Once you have Sky, how many people just sit and watch Sky Sports News?
Yeah,
I know my dad.
it's the only thing that I have on the TV when I'm at home.
So
it's
like you miss a lot of hype behind big fights like this. Like I think
even you think the Eubank second fight
it was an absolute flop. Really, like hype wise compared to the first one. I know there wasn't as much beef fight, which obviously adds to it, but.
You didn't see it anywhere really, did you?
No,
like,
you
and I think even when was it like the first Joshua fights after he came off Sky, compared to like
even this weekend is unbelievable.
I know,
Weekend and like the casual fan would know.
We were just saying Ben Whitaker's fighting
soon
next weekend.
Is it?
It's soon.
I don't know where it was.
And we didn't even
next weekend, but we were just on Paddy Power
I'm
having
sure
a little look for some
ones that are upcoming. Yeah,
I'm
sure,
yeah,
it does feel like your real superstars came through Sky, didn't they?
100%.
Like Sky
they
gave
made
them
superstars as well. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? They can like build people from nothing. Sky, where I don't
Feels
think
like
everyone else
now
can as much.
you have to kind of grow a social media following yourself to a certain extent to become
that's
like
what it's all about.
super famous or like give yourself negotiating room, I guess, and
Well,
stuff
look
like
at Jake
that.
Paul. It's all off YouTube, social media.
Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
Because even you think, going back to like Dave Allen, it's like he sold all them tickets, but he sold all them tickets at his local show, not because of his boxing, just because of
his personality,
him on social media and him doing commentary and stuff
He's
like
down
that.
to earth, isn't he?
You know, and it's like that's what people want to go out and watch at the end of the day, isn't it? Like,
People want to be able to relate to people, don't they?
it's like, is it Johnny Fisher? He's always sold a boatload of tickets because he's just.
His dad, isn't it? Bosh.
I see his things with his Chinese takeaway, and I'm like, Jesus God. I might open a Chinese near him. You're just guaranteed to make money, aren't you? It's so we'll do a bit of football stuff. So you both support Newcastle?
Yeah, I'm
Always
Newcastle,
have.
April, Sunderland.
Only
because they're doing well.
So have you always?
You should be supporting Hartlepool, really, shouldn't you?
Yeah, you should support them really, but I can't complain. I mean, I grew up in Norwich, but I support Newcastle and I have my whole life. So it's like I supported them because my brother supported Liverpool, and when I was old enough to read the telly, Newcastle beat Liverpool, so I picked them so that I could have a fight with him.
Yeah. And
then I just stuck with them ever since. I think it was then about.
That's crazy.
6 months later, they bought Alan Shearer, and I was like, "Well, I'm done now." Like,
in love.
Yeah, I used to say to my dad when the lottery was 15 million, I said, "If we win the lottery, Dad, can we buy Alan Shearer?" He's like, "What? Just put him in the garden, make him kick about some balls." I was like, "Yeah, if you want." It's like, but I think that era, probably similar era to you guys, like growing up watching Newcastle, was Keegan, entertainers. It's like
that's a bit older than me, to be fair. Like I remember being young watching Shearer, but he was coming towards the end, like his testimonial and stuff. I was quite young, but yeah, that was a good era, like, wasn't it? Yeah,
I think it's just had good players and played good football, and we didn't win anything, but it was kind of like at least it was entertaining to watch, you know. And I think so. What would you say your first memories of Newcastle are then?
For me, it'll be going to the Gallagher with my dad.
Yeah.
Getting took to the Gallagher with my dad. Can you remember, what was he called? Laurent Robert.
Laurent Robert, yeah.
We played Tottenham and he scored a screamer outside the box. And then, like, obviously a bit later, I went to the 5-1 Sunderland when Kevin Nolan played for and stuff. See, that was a good era. Yeah. That was a really good era.
I think we had, like, as well, even when we've had Mike Ashley and stuff, like some of the players just made the era, like...
Yeah, like, you enjoyed it. Like,
yeah, like we were saying...
Sunderland and win.
You had like St. Maximan even towards the end of the Ashley era, and it was like we were shit, but I'd go and watch just because he was playing. So like he might just do something that makes it exciting for like 5 minutes of the 90 minutes or something like that. So what were your first memories then, would you say?
Well, funny enough, mine, I've got an older sister who's like 13 years older than me, and her now husband, who she's been with since she was 13, Paul Arneson. So when I was born, he'd always been there, and he come through the Everton youth system. And when he was 16, he signed for Newcastle.
Oh, right.
So I remember I must have been 4, 5, and I remember my sister taking me along to go and watch Paul play at Newcastle. And all I remember, obviously not having a clue where he was or what was going on, and I just remember sat in the stand, and it was a night game, and you know the Newcastle United along the top, and it was raining, so where the light, the rains,
you can see it in the light,
right. And I remember just sat there freezing, like I said, about 4 or 5, just staring at this Newcastle United sign. So then he played for Newcastle for quite a few years, and there's photos of him in the gym and training with Shearer, and I actually swapped one of my Olympic vests for his Newcastle shirt.
Did you?
So my dad had that up on the wall, which is really quite nice when you know someone who plays for them. And then from then he'd went to go play for like Hartlepool, a couple of promotions with Hartlepool, Carlisle when they'd done back-to-back promotions.
Yeah.
And then he went to Darlington. He was at Darlington when went into administration, where the players all never got paid. His 2 sons walked him out at Wembley as mascot. Nice. So he had a really, really good career. But that was my first introduction to kind of not really wanting to go for the right reasons, but probably wanting to go because my sisters asked me.
Yeah.
And just sat there in the freezing cold staring at this Newcastle United sign.
It's still the same, innit? We still sit there in the freezing cold staring through the rain.
It's like
Did you go to Wembley when they won the club?
No. So I was meant to go, but we filmed the event for Stack. Mm-hmm. So we got offered to
Stack there.
Well, I thought I can't send Josh on his own, so I was like, I'll stay. So I didn't go down for it, but Jeff, who comes on the podcast, he went down for it and stuff. I said it was
unreal. I had a really good sponsors like Relish. They'd paid for me ticket to go down.
Oh, really?
Paid a fortune. Honest to God, it was the best feeling in the world. Just crying your eyes out in the one and looking at grown men just sobbing.
Well, as the same. So when it was in Stack, I was filming from the stage into the crowd.
Were you crying?
Well, I was like trying to watch the game and trying to film the stuff at the same time, and it was like you say, you're kind of like, I'm filming the stuff and I'm like out in the crowd. As soon as the final whistle went, you just saw like everybody just like go into tears, collapse. It was just like so many years of like, I think it's you forget, obviously different for me, I don't have a family of Newcastle fans, but there's a lot of people when I spoke to them after who were like, wish my dad was here to see this, and you know, so I think a lot of people have like had so many years of heartache throughout their family, and then they see that, and you're like, God, you can see it really means so much to people and stuff, which a lot of people just don't get, do they? You know, like people Man United fans and stuff like that, they don't get it, and I think
I've got only club that you can be relegated and do crap and still sell 52,000 seats.
I know,
it's wild, isn't it?
Well, we've been to a couple of cause like she said, their sponsors have a box at Newcastle, so we're quite lucky to go and
get the opportunity.
Sit in the box. But we've been to away games like Manchester, Man City
away,
and I've seen people. I'm a bit of a people watcher. I've seen people who I've seen at Newcastle at these away games, like the same people.
Oh yeah.
Like loyal. Really. Yeah,
it is. I think now you can't really get a ticket to an away game unless you're loyal, can you? Because the demand is massive.
Unbelievable. Like you sit in the box, and the box is nice. You get a meal and that, but like nobody's singing and chanting. You're singing, and everyone's on their feet for the full 90 minutes. If you're in the away end, it's like die-hard fans.
I fill up when they start when they're waving the flags. And
start
I bought one of my friends. He's a Newcastle fan, lives in Scotland, and I took him to a game. I got 2 tickets in Gallowgate in the corner, and he came, and I was like, so we went in and. He sat down, and the guy next to him went, "You better stand up, mate. We don't sit down over here." So he's like, because he'd obviously never been in that area before, but it's like where everyone stands and sings for like the whole game, isn't it? I think, and he was a bit taken back because he was just like he wasn't ready for that. But I think it's
the best bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've got here like your favourite players and eras. I mean, I loved the early stuff with Shearer, Ferdinand, and all that. But like,
that's got to be the.
But like now. Yeah. We've won a trophy, you know. I think we have this argument when we do blind rankings and stuff, when people will say, you know, Rob Lee was better than Bruno, and I'm like, well, Bruno's captain us to a trophy, so in
Bruno's
my opinion,
passionate as out as well, isn't he?
You know, and Rob Lee was amazing. I'm not saying he wasn't, but this current crop of players, or if somebody says Kevin Keegan's a better manager than Eddie Howe, well, Eddie Howe did something that none of these guys could do. You know,
it's all like opinions as well.
It is, you know,
people
and they're
get
all
so passionate about opinions.
Yeah, you know. The bottom line is we love all of them as Newcastle fans, so it doesn't really matter. But who would you say is your favourite ever Newcastle player? Then let's take Shearer out, so it can't be Shearer for anyone that would say that.
For me, do I have to go old school or? Do you know what? I absolutely love Bruno, you know. Like, I really love him. I just think he's so passionate for the club.
I love Bruno. I think we were saying Tonali's probably the best player I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like in terms of like footballing ability, I think
loves
he's
like
Chance
class,
yeah, he's just like betting on himself all the time. Like, but Bruno is the epitome of like
passion.
A Newcastle fan, isn't he?
Really,
like,
really
I think.
wants it for it, doesn't he?
What about yourself? Do you have?
If we go on here and now, do you know what I did really like? Who's the one who went to Saudi?
Saint-Maximin.
And he was not him, and he was on the wing.
Saint-Maximin?
No, not him.
With the headband.
Miggy, we call him Miggy.
Oh no, he went back to
America,
America, didn't he?
Yeah.
Miggy Almiron.
Yeah. I really liked him.
Almiron.
Yeah.
And I like Livramento as well.
Yeah, Tino's
I
so
think
good.
he's really good.
So good. I think there's like I love Lauren.
He's back though, isn't he? He's not.
But Tino's injured, isn't he? So,
why,
but I love Lauren Robert.
Yeah.
Growing up,
good,
just because he could kick the ball so hard.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he booted the ball into Olivia Bernard's head and like knocked him out? Like he like went to clear the ball, they like this far away from each other, booted at his head and like knocked him out. It was class. And what do you think?
Remember like Johan Gabay and stuff like that, or Ryan Taylor over the wall? Like there's been a couple of good ones, haven't there?
No, I don't know if it counts as a player, but Shea Given.
Yeah.
He's one of our sticks in. That was my era.
Yeah. He was just in the team for years, wasn't he? So I think he was. There was so many. I mean, like you say, Kabay and that we weren't really a great team, but we overperformed when we had him, Sissoko, and you know all those type of players. Cisse, Demba Ba, like it was just crazy.
We had some good players. We let go, didn't he? Just wanted to sell everyone, so we couldn't build on it.
Well, it was just you never really got momentum, and we were having the chat the other day because they were talking about him buying Sheffield Wednesday. Because obviously they're in loads of trouble, and I was like, in fairness, he's the one. If your club's about to go into administration or go out of business, Mike Ashley's the person you want to bring in because he'll get you back making money,
but not winning.
Yeah, you're not going to win anything, but at least you're not going to go out of business because he's like really good with like
business stuff,
that type of stuff. But so obviously, what do you think of the? Obviously, we love the current team. What are you thinking of the performance so far this season?
We're not really performing in the Premier League, though.
We're just not away from home anyway. It's like
it's not the best at the minute, really, is it? Especially with Sunderland doing so good.
It's
making me anxious.
Really dropped off.
Yeah, it's. I think it's. We were talking the other day, and it's obviously Isaac leaving.
But he's not performing really either.
No,
so thank God.
Yeah, so although he might have had a pre-season if he didn't go on strike, but obviously brought Voltemade in, who's great, but he's not really a striker like Isaac was. So I think having to change how we play a little bit has affected, and then I think Tino and Hall being injured has fucked us big time because Dan Burn going left back, he's not a left back, is he? I mean, I love him, and he'll try hard no matter where you put him, but
that was some header though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You could watch that back.
Yeah.
I watched it with the Titanic. Like someone posted on Instagram with the Titanic theme tune in the background.
And if you were to give a prediction on where you think we'll finish this season, what are you thinking?
I'd be over the moon with top 4 how it is, but let's just see. I don't know if that'll happen, but I think be positive.
I think the thing that goes in your favour a little bit is it's been a little bit of an up and down seison for everyone.
Really.
Yeah, you know, you've probably got maybe City and Arsenal are going to
I'm quite nervous for the Sunderland game.
Yeah. Yeah, we were saying the plan was to get some Sunderland fans on before and after, but I'm thinking now, fuck that. I'll get them on.
I thought we'd batter them this year.
Well.
They played Arsenal, like the only people I'd have really like.
The only thing you have to think as well is that like that's the one game that the players are going to be really up for as well on our end, aren't they? And
I've got my tickets secured again. My sponsors, thank the Lord.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It should have Wissa back by then, hopefully, as well, which might make a difference, I think.
We need something up.
We do, yeah.
Don't we?
I think we were saying, like, with the base of the form, if you finish 7th or 8th, but you won the Carabao Cup again.
You'd be buzzing, wouldn't you, really?
You know,
especially as it is.
Back to back
I don't think they'll make top 4. Like,
but I'm trying to be positive. I don't want to be getting.
I think they'll be quite lucky if they get middle of the table.
Yeah, I think we need to turn something around with the away form.
I think this is. We've had a couple of bad starts, a couple of years. We've done this, and then we'll pick up here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think so. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on. Like I say, we'll play some of the games now, which will potentially get you some hate on social media.
I can't wait.